Fellas, AC here. Welcome to another review. Today I'm talking about a vintage fragrance. Vintage YSL Opium. Vintage YSL Opium is an exemplary fragrance. I'll get to the vintage bits in a minute, but first I want to introduce you to this absolute amazing work of art. This was created in 1995 and the parfumer is Jacques Cavalier. Would you believe it? He's still producing absolutely amazing fragrances. 30 years after he started producing, even before that he was active. He is a genius. He is at the very highest tier of maestros, if there is such a thing. Absolutely amazing fragrance. This fragrance has always been in my radar, but for one reason or the other I was always foregoing it till I found a partial, almost empty vintage bottle on eBay and I snagged it. So first let's start with the basics. The vintage bottle and the vintage box have one way to ascertain whether it's vintage or not. So if you look at the color code, you will see a full moon against a midnight sky with opium in red. That's vintage. The new bottles have the full moon turn into a sunset, so it's red in color and opium written in gold. And the bottle, if you look at the bottle, you will have I can't remember exactly, but I'll put a photograph on the screen, so that will tell you that this is the latest or a vintage bottle. And they also did an EDP, which is discontinued sadly, and I've not tried. I have tried the current version and it's not very different. It's more brighter, it's more sort of rounder, if you like, less spicy. And after about 1 hour I couldn't smell any difference, any particular difference. And the depth is still there. It's a brilliant fragrance and I'm so glad to report that they have not tampered with the original formula. So Opium. Opium was basically a landmark fragrance for women, released in 1977. This is Yves Saint Laurent Opium, the most world famous fragrance. This is a proper oriental and it was so addicting that many countries banned it. Not joking, because of the name, Opium. The same thing happened here. In 1995, YSL or Yves Saint Laurent came up with the idea that they should have a masculine version of the opium, so women's opium. So they basically looked around some ideas and they contacted Jacques Cavalier. Now the thing with YSL have been creating in the last century, they have been creating amazing fragrances one after the other. The most interesting one was Jazz. Jazz was a proper fougere barbershop fragrance already there, released in 1987. It was followed swiftly with Jazz Prestige, released in 1993, which was a fruity version of Jazz with apple. And what they did was they had another one, barbershop fragrance, released later than this, which is the king of barbershop fragrances. Unfortunately, I do not have that in my collection. It's Rive Gauche, which was released, I believe, in 2003 and now discontinued, sadly. So they've got a huge presence in the barbershop area. So they said, we want something which will be in line with this, but not as ballsy, not as daring, not as sweaty, not as animalic as this. And this is why I think this was the most perfect sort of spicy woody oriental created by Jacques Cavalier. And he had some great competition. There was this Chanel's Egoiste, which is a spicy woody fragrance, outstanding sort of spicy woody oriental. And there was I don't have the bottle at the moment, it's downstairs, Declaration Cartier. And then obviously this came much later. This is Lige by Galangal. But I just wanted to show you that I've done some, and I've reviewed all of these fragrances except the Opium. These fragrances, when you put them on, you realize what a work of art these fragrances are, especially Lige. I mean, Lige, you put Lige on, it makes your day, it makes my day. So These fragrances are exemplary when it comes to woody orientals. So I naturally like this fragrance quite a lot, and I took my time to get to the review. So let's do the review, but I wanted to cover all the ground that I just covered. So the spray is a bit strange. It goes like this and misses most of the blotter, but still I managed to capture most of it. The moment you spray it, you know that you're smelling a sweet barbershop fragrance. So what do I mean by sweet barbershop? Well, there's a lot of sweetness here, and that sweetness is almost, okay, let me walk you through the notes that I smell. So there's lavender, which gives it that barbershop smell. And along with that lavender is a fruity accord, and that fruity boozy, it's boozy fruitiness. It's like a fruit liqueur. And along with that, there is blackcurrant and anise. The spices starting to pop up now. And spicy anise, fresh spiciness, blackcurrant, booze, lavender, and vanilla. That's why it's a little bit sweet, and that's why I said it's like a sweet barbershop fragrance. Very spicy. That's the opening. It's so boozy and so wonderful. The moment you spray it, you know that, wow, what a beautiful scent this is. And hiding behind all of that note is a shaving gel smell. Just like a shaving gel, foam, whatever you want to call it. And that is why this fragrance is a masterpiece, because you're hiding a barbershop smell behind the fruity accord, the boozy accord, and the spiciness. It is incredible. I've not smelled it anywhere. This sort of artistry, wizardry, wow. Then in the middle stages, the spiciness grows a bit more, but it's more fresh, fizzy type smell, and that is fizzy nature rather. So the spiciness is Chinese galangal, and mixed with that is Sichuan pepper. I'm getting the peppery now, and the gingery pepperiness and the Sichuan pepper. Wow, that peppery bite increases a bit more. And then, wow, this dry down, my God. This is where it leans towards a little bit, borrows a little bit from the female version of opium. And what it does is it borrows two notes. Patchouli with cedar, very, very nice cedar. And it's fantastic tolu balsam. Tolu balsam is a primary note in women's opium. So that tolu balsam mixed with cedar, patchouli, and obviously vanilla never leaves, and all the sweet boozy character is still there, and the shaving gel is still there. What a miraculous fragrance. It's just, it forces you to wear it again and again. It's like, I wouldn't call it addictive, but it's compelling. You really are forced to wear it because it's so wonderful. It smells absolutely divine. It's so creative, so different. Like the fragrances I showed you, if you have Egoist in your collection, you'll know. This is a compulsive sort of fragrance. It forces you to wear it. When this fragrance here, Lidge, you wear this, it makes your day. So these fragrances, these sort of fragrances, they actually are just on a different level. The moment I wear this fragrance, I feel elated. The tolu balsam note is so beautiful in the dry down. It's just, I just keep smelling my wrist. So, upsides and downsides. So number one upside has to be the absolute wizardry. The way this fragrance has been created. Boozy, spicy, fruity, along with shaving gel smell. And then amber, vanilla, woods. Absolutely top notch. The composition quality is right up there. And thankfully, it's still available in the newer version. That sort of wizardry, that sort of makeup is still available. The second upside has to be the versatility. When you wear something really nice as this, and you can wear this to any occasion, as long as the weather is a little bit cool, I think you will just, you know, you just shine. Any occasion you can throw at it. Apart from clubbing, you wouldn't want to wear this clubbing. You could wear this clubbing, but it doesn't have the go. But I'll come to the performance later on. But you can wear this to office, interviews, first date, normal date, social circle, being in your own company, going for a long drive in your fantastic car. It's very upper class, this fragrance. Very posh. And it smells incredible. That's the second upside. The third upside has to be the value for money. This sort of fragrance or perfumery is now available only in niche bottles, and you have to pay a lot of money. This one is still available for sub £100 for 100 ml. Grab it before they discontinue this. Who knows? Sub £100 for this is very, very affordable. Very nice. Very well done. Tremendous value for money. Downside, performance. So it has brilliant longevity. It has mediocre trail or scent bubble, but the problem is rejection. You would want people to come closer to you. That's the kind of scent this is. I put in 4, which I never do, on my shirt, and gone outside to see how much it projects. It creates a beautiful cloud, but it's an intimate cloud. But when people walk into that cloud, especially women, they absolutely immediately give you a score higher than 7 in their books. So your stocks go up immediately if they smell you. So it's a tremendous fragrance, but it doesn't have projection. If you like your fragrances to project quite a lot, you'll probably struggle with this one. It doesn't have that kind of a go. But longevity is tremendous. More than 10 hours quite easily. On fabrics, more than 24 hours. Second downside, the fragrance smells 90s, just like Liege, just like Heritage. It's for a certain age, or if you have mature taste. So I would say this is about 35, 40 plus. So if you're walking into this fragrance as a 20-year-old, I would recommend that you sample it. Don't blind buy it. You may or may not like it. So those are 2 downsides if you think about. I'm very pleased that this has not been reformulated. So seasons to wear this. Whenever it's cool, I've tried it till about 25 degrees daytime temperature. And it smells divine. Anything more than 25 would be a push. So because of the heavy notes I mentioned. But in spite of those heavy notes, it has this ethereal, fizzy, bubbly sort of a quality which I really like. Seasons, I think, cooler days, I would say. And cooler evenings as well, or warm evenings as well. So if it's a sunny day, summer, and the evening is about 20 degrees, you can wear this. You can absolutely wear this. It would not bother anybody, and it wouldn't bother you. It smells very posh, very classy. Compliment factor. Look, this is a very classy fragrance. And if you're in the company, right kind of company, where people appreciate your style statement, you will get a compliment, 100%. So, but it's not one of those fragrances where people will, because it doesn't project a lot, people wouldn't just go, wow, who's wearing that? You probably wouldn't get that kind of impression or compliments. But people walk into your scent cloud, they'd be impressed by your style statement. Just like the other fragrances I showed you. Performance I've covered, compliment factor I've covered, I've covered seasons, age groups. Everything is covered, all aspects covered. How many marks will I give it? This is a new love. It's been in my to-try list for a long time, but I've been wearing this for about 6 months now, and I have really, really enjoyed it. Everything about this fragrance is in line with what I expect from a very, very good fragrance. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. It is, as I said, it's a compelling, smooth, spicy woody fragrance which is utterly classy and should be in your collection. If you are like, say, 35 plus, you dress well and you have certain sense of style, you would really enjoy it. I highly urge you to go and try it if you can. So 9 out of 10, one of the nicest spicy woody masculine fragrances out there. Really impressive. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.